Russell.
Yeah. This is Russell?
Well, I'll be next. I want to go back to the beginning a little bit, though. You remember when we first heard about the war and we all got this, congratulations, you'll be at the courthouse at such and such a time to go and have your physicals and all. My letter came, congratulations, you've been accepted on Audubon flight. From there on out, it was all military. You had clipboards, your people's in charge of the buses. You checked in and checked out. Typical Army, all Army. No wonder it was so well organized, fellas. Anyway, as Jim said, we got on the plane. They got us secured in and they took off and we flew into Washington, D.C. in something like an hour and 40 minutes. Under 2 hours, we were in the air. It took longer to load the plane than it did to get us in there, fellas, when it got down to it. And of course, they had their buses all there out. The elevated buses come and get you places and put you in buses. Again, we were all color-coded. The fellow in charge of the bus had his clipboard with all your names and everything. I was on the red bus. Last bus to get to anything, last bus to leave anything. So I was to meet my daughter out there. This is getting a little personal in here. Well, you can imagine her frustration when she sees 11 buses come in or 10 buses come in and hadn't seen Dad get off yet. But they had us coordinated that she made arrangements with a travel agency to meet me there. And while we were there, we got ready to go to the bus. She said, Dad, I never got any confirmation of any kind about me sending money to go with you on this. And I said, come on, we'll get on the bus. So I went down and my guy at his clipboard was there and I said, this is my daughter. I said, she never got any confirmation, but she paid money to ride on the bus with me. Get on, he said. That was all he said. But then when he came down checking, he said, Russ Long, yeah. Terry Long, we'd never mentioned my daughter's name. But through all things, they had this all coordinated, knew what bus she was going to get on, and the whole ball of wax. So it amazes you, like Jim says, as to how well it was organized. We just couldn't believe it. And the other thing I couldn't believe was the care that was exhibited. Military people got on the bus with us. There was a major, a captain, an ROTC. My daughter's friend was there and he said, there's every branch of the service on this thing, Russ. He said, I don't know, all volunteers. On my bus, this captain had a chest full of ribbons, medals that you wouldn't believe. I turned around and there he was, pushing a wheelchair from the bus to the Iwo Jima Memorial. First I started out, I said, only in Iowa could you get a corporation that would give $250,000 and coordinate and get all the volunteers that was necessary to do this. I had to change that when I got to Washington, D.C. Only in the USA could you find a group of caring people that would take care of us old vets. After we got through touring the different memorials and got back to the plane, I ended up without a seat. And I said, how can that happen? I know we didn't add any. Thank God we didn't lose any. Now why don't I have a seat? Well, they said they didn't know for sure, but one of the flight attendants was there and pretty soon she kept motioning me. I went up and I got to sit in the first class section. And roomy, that was the only thing that was great about on the thing. But I want to tell you, I thought I'd seen care before, but you should have seen, there was volunteer doctors, volunteer medics. They were giving shots, medication. You couldn't believe the care that they were giving to some of these veterans on there. And as we were loading the plane, I looked down once, and here was wheelchairs all around the conveyor here, and they were loading those wheelchairs into the plane. I said, it kind of looks like the last roundup, fellas. But anyway, that gets you up through there as far as that part, and Bob, can you finish out from there? I don't know.